All right, guys, welcome into the Blitz Breakdown, special mock draft edition. So as you guys can see, this mock draft board. I know you can kind of see it, kind of can't. We'll do the best that we can. And as you guys can see, we kind of got ripped off on our stickers, and they're like 1990s logos. But who cares? We're gonna mock. This is my first mock. He's done one before.
Yeah.
We're gonna do kind of a snake order. So I will start off with 1. All the way down to 8, you'll do 8 and then 9. And the only reason why we're doing this is so that he gets to mock his Giants and I get to mock my Bucks. So if you guys don't know, this is Alexander Amir. I am Jack Bourgeois.
How's it going, guys?
We are Blitzalytics. We are the Blitz Breakdown. So without further ado, Joe Burrow, number 1, right? It's like no question. It's undeniable. Right. Anybody who thinks otherwise is smoking something and they need to share it.
Yeah, and just so you know, as we're going on, this is going to be a mock draft what we would do, not what we think the teams are going to do. There's a very important distinction there because the teams are probably going to make a lot of decisions that we disagree with. Hopefully the Bengals do the right thing and do this.
I would love they did it, but I mean they got to. Like, I don't want to see Burrow in a Bengals uniform. Like, I don't think anybody looks sexy in a Bengals uniform. I don't know. I guess at least he gets to stay true to the Tigers.
Sure, and he said he'll play if he goes. Like, you know, he's not going to sit out. He's not going to pull an Eli. So I don't know.
But I just
hopefully they do the right thing. So
that's how I feel about it.
With the Redskins, do we want to kind of destroy the entire draft right now by taking Tua? Or do we want to
what would you do in this situation? Because I don't have any faith in Dwayne Haskins. Like I said it last year, it was a 50-50 coin toss, and it looks like he's going to be a bust.
Right. No, I agree. I mean, last year's quarterback class was super underwhelming, and I'm not a fan of Dwayne Haskins, especially after seeing what he did this past year. I think
Week 17 looked good though. Week 17 looked pretty good.
It looked pretty good, but
then
he doesn't feel
it's
like
Week 17.
Like
everybody else is mailing it in. They already they're out of the
answer. I think Tua might be the way to go. Like free agency is going to change a lot of this, but I think let's do Tua.
Let's do Tua. Let's do it. Let's mess this whole thing up. You might as well. I'm sure we're going to catch a ton of slack for this. How is Chase Young not off the board yet? I don't know, but I mean, it's got to be done.
I think so too. I mean,
so then,
if we want to talk about a trade, is a team gonna give up a haul to the Lions for Chase Young? Would the Lions trade back?
Yeah, there's a reason why. Like Miami has this pick and this pick and this pick, and it's to go up to get Tua. But if they're set on him, then why would they? If they want him. And I wouldn't see why you want. I mean, but then again, it has to do with medicals, and we all know that their doctor staff or their medical staff sucks.
That's very true,
too. So
who knows? That's true.
Who knows? But if this is what you would do, if I am Matt Patricia, shout out to Matt Patricia. Thanks for doing the interview. If I'm Matt Patricia, there's no way I'm not taking Chase Young, especially as a defensive-minded head coach.
Okay.
So let's just not even hesitate. I'm taking, and I'm doing a capital.
Okay.
Oh.
You forgot.
Yep. Oh, that's bad.
That's fine. You can still read it.
Chase Young all day, every day. He's either going here or he's going here. And if he goes here, do you think that there's any chance?
I think there's a good chance in the Lions side too. We were at Matt Miller's event at 2 Deep Brewery earlier today, and he was talking about or at least Connor and Mello think, he doesn't think, but that there's like a lot of substance to the rumors of Matt Stafford wanting to leave Detroit. And if that happens, I mean, you kind of got to reset in Detroit. They're kind of stuck, with their roster. Like Stafford's good enough, and they have enough good weapons to compete and not get a high draft pick like this again, probably. So I think it's super possible that Tua happens.
Yeah, I could see that. And if Matt Stafford is open for business and open for trade, I don't know what the trade market would be, especially with him at $30 million a year.
Right.
But Hey, Tampa. Just saying, he's got a cannon for an arm. All right, so I'm very interested to see where you go here because you guys need tackle help, but you have Jeffrey Okudah still on the freaking board. Like, how do you not? I mean, then you got Jerry Jeudy. Like, there's a lot of ways you guys can go here.
So I'm not going to go with any of those 3 picks.
Yeah.
Isaiah Simmons has been my man.
Yeah.
Who I want on the Giants since this entire draft process started. I think Isaiah Simmons is literally the future of NFL defenses. Because if you look at how offenses are being structured, athletic tight ends are being used, running backs that can catch out of the backfield are being used, and you need defenders that can defend guys in space. And Isaiah Simmons can do everything, play every part of the field, and for a team like the Giants that has so many holes on defense, that's like an instant giant.
There's a reason why he's number 3 on our big board.
Right.
He's just that good.
Right.
So I mean,
I'm gonna lock it in right now.
Yeah. I mean, what do we have? Yeah, we've got Okudah at 4. We've got Isaiah Simmons at 3, and there's a reason. He's just that damn good. So why would you not?
Yeah.
But then for me,
this
one is huge now. Like, how much do they love Herbert? Like, I don't like Herbert at all. So like, I'm not putting him there because I don't like Herbert. I think Herbert's gonna go right here, and so why would you not take Jeffrey Okudah then?
Yeah, I mean, you take the best player available.
You take the best player available at 5, and am I gonna butcher this? Spell it for me.
Jeff.
Not that one, fucker. Come on now.
That doesn't always spell Jeffrey. Okudah.
I knew that. All right, Jeffrey Okudah at 5. I think we're gonna have the most no one else is gonna have this draft for sure. But like you're talking about, they already have a number 1 corner. What makes a team great? Being able to lock down the pass game, period.
Yeah,
so
sure.
like everybody always wants to get that, a 1 and a 2 top corners.
Right.
And if you can get 1, they already have 1 on somewhat of a team friendly deal.
Yeah.
Like it's not even they're not paying their guy that much.
Yeah.
So to have Okudah for the next 3 or 4 years, or 4 years on a rookie contract, 5 years, with the extension, but really 4 years paying him at a discounted rate for as good as he is. I would love to see Jeffrey Okudah in Miami. Think about it, it's Brian Flores.
Right.
Like, what does Jeffrey Okudah remind everybody of? What is he being called to? Gilmore.
Right.
So it's perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah.
So all right, at 6.
Yeah. So like as much I think we have similar feelings about Herbert. Not huge fans, but
yeah.
I think for
You
the
still got
starters.
Right, you need a quarterback.
Right, you need a quarterback that moves stadiums.
Yeah.
Herbert's like a West Coast guy, like through and through. He seems to fit like a California or West Coast vibe. So I think that makes the most sense. Look, I don't think he's gonna be a bad prospect, but I think you need someone safer at this pick.
I agree with you. I don't like him as a quarterback prospect. Not that I hate him at all. It's just his decision making. I just don't think. I think everybody's pushing him up the board. I think he is a late first round. I think he's a
late first round talent.
Early second round talent. It's just being pushed up. But he's got that howitzer for an arm, and so that's always is the eye candy for every scout, for every GM, for every analyst. That's like, oh my God, he's got an arm. Well, he's mobile too, and that's going to help. I mean, it helped out in the bowl game for him. They literally won it with his feet. So like, they're going to have success, and I'm sure even year 1 he'll probably have more success than Rivers. Like, I think there's a reason why they're moving on from Rivers. Rivers is past his prime. He's done. Like, retire Rivers, please. Don't go to the Bucks unless you want to go to the Colts and piss Cody off. I'll be okay with that. Right here, to me, this is the pick that I don't want to give them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to give them Derek Brown.
Yeah.
But like, Derek Brown would be so good on that defense. Like Brian Burns and Derek Brown, like to have them for the rest of their careers. So what's crazy to me is that we still haven't put a tackle on the board.
I know. I mean, the tackles are coming with these next few picks.
Yes.
But there's so much talent in that class. It's weird that
they haven't gone yet. Because I feel like they're gonna probably go in here somewhere. But especially there's gonna be 2 quarterbacks that go in the top 10 for sure. We know that. Could there be 3? There's probably gonna be 3 quarterbacks that go inside the top 10.
Right.
So then talent is going to fall.
Yeah, for
Hopefully Mekhi Becton ran him out here. It's not gonna happen, but I'm going Derek Brown.
Yeah, I like it. And like you said, the combination of him, Brian Burns, and the Panthers need to reestablish the defense. The offense is pretty.
They're going to get rid of Don Terry Poe.
Right.
They could bring back Gerald McCoy.
Yeah.
They brought him back, and it wasn't in that, or what they paid him wasn't that much.
Right.
So his talent, it speaks. And he actually had a pretty healthy year. Like I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate that finally he's not a buck. He's not a buck, and he has a healthy year.
Right.
So I will give you this.
Yeah.
You put in your number 1 tackle here because I'm sure that's what's going to happen.
So it's actually not. I think. So Mekhi Becton is my number 1 tackle, but for the Cardinals scheme and for their zone-heavy blocking scheme, I don't think Becton's the perfect fit for that.
Yeah.
I have a feeling. I think Jedrick Wills is a slightly better fit for that. Yeah. He hasn't played left tackle before, but the Cardinals need both. So wherever he fits better, I'll slide him in there.
Yeah, and like the only thing that makes you weigh a left tackle over a right tackle in years prior was always that they were facing the best rusher. that is not the case anymore. Like, you have your right tackles now have to face Khalil Mack.
Right, exactly.
So, like, the only thing is it's their blind side.
Right, and
that's the only thing is it's their blind side.
And now that the pocket's moving so much with a mobile quarterback, especially with someone like Kyler Murray, it doesn't really matter. The blind side is kind of can be rendered out of.
Yeah,
you know.
so like that's the only thing. So your right tackle is just about as important. I mean, maybe a sliver.
I agree.
So all right, so now we're gonna flip this.
I'm gonna be doing this.
Yes,
pick
you're
too,
doing this pick too. So go
cool.
for it.
Yeah, so this is an interesting pick. Trying to remember who I had with this pick in my mock draft. I think look, the Jaguars are kind of a mess. Their offense is bad. They don't really have a quarterback. Their weapons aren't great. They have Fournette, obviously. Their offensive line's pretty solid. And then defensively, they need help in a bunch of places. I think everyone at Blitz is a huge fan of Javon Kinlaw.
Yes.
And the Jaguars could, I feel like they drafted an interior defensive lineman every year. But
so they're always adding to that. I mean, they don't necessarily need to add to it. This is a total luxury pick in my personal opinion. But if they move on from Calais Campbell, which is kind of like the face of that defense right now. So
and Ngakoue is a free agent also.
Yeah, so you might as well keep adding to the defensive line.
And Kinlaw's so explosive. I think he can play anywhere along the defensive line. In passing situations, stick him in the defensive tackle spot, and he's great. So.
I really like it.
Yeah.
I love it. I think he fits the mold. And he's my boy. I love my boy Javon. All right, here it's Tristan Wirfs is is it Mekhi Becton or is it Tristan Wirfs? Like, pick your poison.
Yeah.
Again, we were talking to some Browns fans today, and pick either or. Like, it does not matter. They need both sides. They need tackles. They're good on the interior. This has to be somebody that can protect. Our boy, Baker.
Right.
I mean, we were super high on Baker, so, man.
I mean, Andrew Thomas is also still
Andrew
out there.
Thomas is there too. It's
I know he's been dropping down a bunch of people's boards, but they're nitpicking. He's just as good as all the other guys.
Yeah, all three, literally, it's nitpicking between any four of these top tackles.
Yes.
I think I'm going to go Mekhi Becton. To me, it just seems like a Browns pick.
Right.
And if the Bucs get worse, I won't be upset. If we end up with Thomas, I won't be upset either. I'm going to be super stoked anyways because whoever we have at quarterback, maybe this is Jordan Love. I don't think so. I think Jordan Love may be right here, But, if they get Jordan Love, I wouldn't be upset with that either. So, I'm going to go Mekhi Becton.
Yeah. And Mekhi Becton's number 9 on my big board. I think he's an absolute freak.
C-K?
K-H-I.
K-H-I.
Yeah, he's number 9 on my big board. I think his ceiling is astronomical, and he could legitimately be. He's like Jason Peters, basically. He could legitimately be the top offensive tackle in the league for years because he's just such a freak.
He literally could.
Yeah.
His build, his frame, his athleticism the potential is limitless.
Yeah. I really think the only thing he's had some weight issues in the past. That's the only thing I can imagine.
Okay, but what has been our term? What has been our new term, scouting term? That
the jiggle.
There's no jiggle. There's literally no jiggle with this man. So
17%
why would you
fat
not?
Is all we need to say.
Right?
Yeah.
So I mean, you got to do it. All right.
Yeah.
For the Jets.
The Jets need offensive line help as much as the Browns do. So now it's again Andrew Thomas versus Tristan Wirfs. I feel like the Jets are going to go Andrew Thomas, and I think I would too, because you need a classic, Andrew Thomas can play left tackle and play it well.
Yeah.
Wirfs, there's some question, maybe guard. I know you're super high on him as a tackle regardless, but he played right tackle more than left tackle. I don't know if he lined up at left tackle at all.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But I think Andrew Thomas is the right pick here, just to lock in a protection for Sam Darnold.
Give it. Darnold needs protection. He's been on his back half of his career. The offense is shaky. Le'Veon Bell needs an offensive line to be able to do what he does best.
Right.
And so I like it.
Yeah.
This one is too easy.
Yeah.
This is too easy.
Below, which one's number 1 on your big board? Is it Judy or Lamb?
It's Judy.
Okay.
And I love Lamb too. And the more I watch Lamb's tape, the more I love it. But to me, it's Judy. Yeah. Judy is the more complete package. I mean, we're talking about, when we said this yesterday, the difference in speed, we're talking about 500.
We're nitpicking when we say Judy's above CJ.
Yeah, but for me, it's Judy. Yeah. I think Judy is. You know what? Really though, it's what's Tom Brady gonna want?
Yeah,
because that's
right.
what I think.
You're right.
And even if they haven't signed Tom Brady yet during the draft, I'm sure it's gonna happen way before free agency will hit. But maybe Tom Brady holds out and is like, well, no, I want to see who you draft.
Maybe.
Or he's like, all right, I'll come if you draft this guy. And I think Jerry Jeudy is that guy.
Yeah.
So I'm going Jerry Jeudy.
That's crazy that like he comes off the board at 12 and Lamb is probably still going to be there as we get further down this card.
Yeah, this is
crazy.
crazy.
Because Lamb's like I think Judy's 7 and Lamb's 8 on my big board.
Yeah, what do we have them at on?
Yeah, 6 and 7.
6
Judy
and 7. Lamb. Yeah, they're neck and neck, and it's like the only knock on Lamb was the speed, and the speed's there.
It's not even a big deal. Like,
it's not that.
So,
Yeah, it's
so for the Colts, this actually is a much easier pick for me than I think a lot of people think. Jordan Love is where I'm going for a few reasons. One, he needs to develop for sure. Like, I think if he gets put in to start right away, his career is like in trouble because he needs to refine a lot of his technique, a lot of his decision making, all that. But the Colts seem like an ideal place for him to go because one, Frank Reich is a great head coach. Two, Jacoby Brissett is a veteran who I think would be a great mentor, even though he's not, performing great on the field. I think he would teach Love really well. And three, the Colts have the best offensive line in the league, and that's the ideal situation for a young quarterback to come in.
You've got weapons, you got a QB guru, and you got an offensive line that can protect him and keep him from, developing those bad habits, which he already has. That's the thing, is he's been behind a bad offensive line with no weapons and not a quarterback-friendly coach.
Exactly.
So, it can only go up from here, in my personal opinion about Love. I think that's the perfect spot for him, especially because they can't be paying 2 quarterbacks. Like, that's crazy. They have the money to do it. Like, if they paid another quarterback $20 million, $30 million, they're still going to have, between $50 and $60 million in cap space.
Right.
But, I just don't see it. I don't see you paying 2 quarterbacks $20+ million. One paying them 22 and the one paying them 25, 28, 30. That's likely what a Rivers is going to cost, anywhere between 25 and 30. So I love this pick. I think this one, out of anyone, is going to be the pick that pans out, better than anything when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
This is going to age very well, is what I'm getting.
I agree.
Yeah. So Tristan Wirfs, I'm not even. You guys already know we need a right tackle because of Demerit Dotson is going to be leaving in free agency or retiring possibly. We don't know what's going to happen there. But anyways, even if I've always said this, I would love to see our left tackle get moved inside, because he's such a big body.
There.
It takes Wirfs in the left, but we're gonna need a right tackle, so you might as well. So
yeah, I think one of the best traits about Wirfs is his versatility. That's some people's negative. That it's an A-N, I think. Tristan. Yeah.
They can't read it.
Yeah.
Can you guys see it? I don't know if you can see it or not, but
yeah. Well, I think one of his best traits is the versatility, because if you have him starting in lineup, let's say as a right guard, your tackle goes down, you just kick him out. It's such to be able to make that adjustment in game and keep an offensive line intact is huge.
And I mean, he's just as athletic as a Mekhi Becton. He had a 10.1 broad jump, he had a 36.2 vert.
4.8 something. 40-yard dash.
Insane. So again, it's pick your poison. You're gonna nitpick to figure out which one you like best. It's a scheme fit, but he has more versatility, I think, than anybody else. I think he can be an all-pro guard, but he can be a Pro Bowl tackle. Right. So, what's more important? What's more valuable? The tackle, obviously. It's 10 times more important. You can get away with having bad interior offensive line because they're going to be double-teaming half the time anyways.
Right,
so,
for sure. So this one here, the Broncos are in an interesting spot. They don't really have any glaring needs, but I think at this point, you committed to Drew Lock, and you need to, see exactly what you've got and get him another weapon, because Courtland Sutton's amazing. But outside of that, they got nobody. So I really like Henry Ruggs to the Broncos over here. Oh, I forgot CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb's still on the board, though.
I actually totally forgot CeeDee Lamb's still on the board. I expected him to be gone by now.
There's some guys that are going to fall, man.
I can't. Ruggs is great and the speed's great, but I can't take Ruggs over.
No, you have to put CeeDee Lamb.
Imagine, how are you going to, if you have Lamb and Sutton on the same team, you double cover one, but you're screwed with the other. What are you going to do?
Yeah, and especially they're really good with the ball in their hands too. You've got more of the possession wide receiver and Courtland Sutton, who is fast and is a great route runner, and then you have an amazing route runner. Right. Probably
they're both. They're very similar, I think.
Yeah, they are. But and then you give them the ball and they can actually make things happen. CeeDee Lamb is the best with the ball in his hand, outside of probably Laviska Shenault.
Yeah.
But this one, Clavon Chason is kind of who I'm thinking.
Yeah, Epinesa is still on the board.
AJ Epinesa is on there. I like Epinesa. Yeah, Christian Fulton. This is a hard one. This is where we start I don't know, man. This one is hard because they do need defensive line help. They can use kind of help kind of everywhere. Yeah. Like they're not
like
super
everywhere,
strong.
but also nowhere.
Nowhere. Like, yeah. This one's hard. This is out of anybody. This team need is like weird.
Right, this feels like a classic trade back scenario.
It is. It probably is because I think they do probably value Clayvon Chason more.
Yeah.
But AJ Epinesa is the better, more well-rounded prospect.
Right. More rounded, but like.
So
Chason fits the mold of Vic Beasley and seems like the type of guy.
But Vic Beasley didn't really pan out, so
maybe they want to try him.
To me, I feel like AJ Epinesa is probably better in a 3-4 scheme.
Yeah, I agree for sure.
And so that's why I really don't see value at Clayvon Chason right here. Tristan Fulton again, but I'm just gonna go AJ.
Yeah, I like it.
I gotta go AJ.
Yeah, in the 3-4 scheme, you kick him right down as a 3-4 D end. That's perfect. Or he can be an edge rusher and earlier downs or whatever it is. He's got a great blend. Right? Yeah, you got it. He's got a great blend of speed and strength and explosion. He has pretty much everything. He's super well rounded, and I agree.
Yeah, there's Chase Young on his own tier. Like it's not even tier 1. It's like a whole another category. And so if this was any other draft, AJ Epinesa would be a top 10 pick.
Yeah, for sure.
He's now starting to get kind of devalued or not.
I think it's a similar thing because earlier in the season.
Or am I going again?
Oh, you're going again.
Yeah. I'm going again.
But earlier in the season, Epinesa and Andrew Thomas were considered the top of their positions in this draft class, and that's just natural. If someone's that good 7 months ago, people are gonna find reasons to not like them.
This one right here. They're probably not going to be able to re-sign him. There's no way they re-sign Byron Jones. If they re-sign Byron Jones, then they can't re-sign their other two guys. Yeah, exactly. Byron Jones, so Christian Fulton's
in my mock draft that I wrote, I took KRIS. In the mock draft that I wrote, I had Fulton already off the board at this point, and they gave him Grant Delpit because I think they need a super rangy safety like him. But cornerbacks matter more than safeties. Unquestionably.
It's true. So. It is. I mean, but a safety will take your defense over the top.
Exactly.
We've seen, obviously, look at the impact that Tyrann Mathieu had on the Texans the year before, and then KC this year. As soon as he went to KC, I was like, oh god, it's all she wrote.
But it's also because their cornerback play improved this year from last year.
Yes.
The reason they couldn't make it all the way last year.
Yeah.
Because they were missing that. So.
And the reason why is because somebody's lined up offside.
Sure. That's fine. That's fair.
This man makes up for a lot of mistakes.
Definitely.
He is
and they were more dominant this year than last year.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right. So we're now back to Miami. If you guys can't tell, we were actually just one sticker shy of Miami, so we just decided to put these in and then cross them out. So
So this is interesting now because now they have a cornerback. They're not going QB in the first round. That's off the table because Jake Beeson's not a first round.
No.
I don't think.
No.
Shout out to Russ Landy though. That's his prediction for one of the sleeper QBs of the draft. So we'll see.
I love our boy Russ Landy, but he's got some crazy hot takes for quarterbacks for the last few years.
Yeah, so this is interesting. I mean, look, Henry Ruggs is still on the board. They could use a weapon like him. I mean, because the reality is they're going to go with Josh Rosen for this year if they don't have a quarterback.
But we have how many free agent quarterbacks? There's going to be solidly one. I mean, who is it? Andy Dalton.
Right.
I mean, it could be anybody. It could be Dak Prescott for all we know.
It could be Dwayne Haskins.
Exactly. If this happens, then then maybe they go with that.
This is tough. I mean, because they can use everything. They could Ruggs could go
Murray. There's a bunch of them.
I feel like Ruggs feels like the best player on the board right now.
Yeah.
I think unless I'm missing anyone drastic.
They do have Kareem Grant, and they have
Albert Wilson.
They've got some speed
Devontae
guys.
Parker.
But
Ruggs is
legit.
He opens up an offense.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think it's got to be Ruggs. I mean,
let's do it.
You're gonna go best player when you have that many holes, as the Dolphins do.
Henry Ruggs. All right. This is what I've been hoping for this entire time. I've been saying Jerry Jeudy, and I've been saying Kenneth Murray.
Yep.
And I think you add those two people to Las Vegas' team, and it still feels weird saying Vegas.
Las Vegas, I don't like it. We didn't even know what the acronym is going to be.
Yeah, is it LV or LVR? I'm sure it's probably just going to be LV.
Probably.
You never know. But Yeah, Kenneth Murray to me, they were hoping to try and get one of the top speed linebackers, faster linebackers last year. It didn't pan out. They've had, ups and downs with the linebacking position this last year with losing, what's his name? Bengals, former Bengals. Yeah.
The bad guy. The one
the bad guy. Yeah, the one guy who keeps getting suspended.
Perfect.
Yeah. Not enough coffee.
It's been a long weekend.
A lot of drinking. It's been a long weekend, guys. All right, so I'm going Kenneth Murray.
Like it. That's perfectly sets up the next pick for me because a linebacker that I'm super high on, I like him a little bit more than Kenneth Murray, is Patrick Queen. He's super raw, and like Kenneth Murray is definitely like for the Raiders. I think he makes a little more sense than Queen because I think the Raiders are close to being able to compete now. So I think Murray makes sense for this year, but I think the Jaguars are going to double down their defense, and like with Kinlaw and Patrick Queen, assuming Patrick Queen reaches his potential, that's a scary defense.
It is.
They will get all over the field with these two guys.
He's by far the better coverage linebacker.
Yeah.
So I like him in this scheme, especially they have to replace Telvin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a good one right here. This is where I was hoping Henry Ruggs would be.
Not
and this
me
is
as a Giants fan, but
but this to me would have been the perfect pairing. I don't know if Laviska Shenault is going to be somebody that they would want to target this early.
Maybe. I mean, they need secondary help too. Unless, I mean, they're probably. I feel like Byron Jones is a destination where he would go.
Yeah, I do, especially to stick it to the Cowboys.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, this one's hard. Who do we got? Who do we got on the big board still?
I don't know. We've got C.J. Henderson at corner. We've got Jeff Gladney, Trayvon Diggs, A.J. Terrell, Grant Delpit. Yeah,
Grant Delpit to me, especially because they need somebody. They need somebody to replace their all-pro safety sooner or later.
Right, but also, I mean, think about the two of them together. Malcolm Jenkins has a strong safety, Delpit in the back.
Yeah,
that's a great combo.
That is, yeah. Let's throw Grant Delpit.
I like that a lot. And like Grant Delpit's probably one of the most polarizing prospects in the draft. I'm super high on him. I know Roy's not. Jason is super high, so we're split in Blitz down the middle.
Yeah, we are very right down the middle of Grant Delpit. I think the upside is amazing.
Yeah.
The tackling is like kind of there.
If you have Malcolm Jenkins to kind of mitigate that, then that helps too.
It also doesn't it doesn't help when you have that much of a star-studded cast on defense,
right,
and you're facing elite offenses all the time. But still, he was very good in coverage.
Yeah.
He needs to be a little more aggressive in the tackling. And it's not like he doesn't have the body for it. It's not like he's a Josh Jackson where he's just super thin, like he's a twig on the field. He can do it. He just kind of has to have that. He doesn't really have that mentality.
Right. It's form, angles, and mentality.
Exactly. So I do like this, and I think that could be between him and Malcolm Jenkins. Like, good luck trying to get over the top of them. Yeah.
That's really tough.
And if they hire Byron Jones, then they got one of the best secondaries in the game after having arguably one of the worst secondaries for years and years and years.
I don't really want to think about that. But,
yes.
So now the Bills kind of feel like they only really have two needs. It's edge rusher and wide receiver. So it's really between Kayvon Chasen and a couple wide receivers here. I think, again, similar like with the Broncos, like, they're committed to Josh Allen. They want to see exactly what they can get out of him. It's not like they're moving on from him anytime soon, but like you want the development to continue. I think T. Higgins is the perfect wide receiver prospect for Josh Allen because to mitigate any accuracy issues, a jump ball with T. Higgins becomes like 90-10, not 50-50.
Yeah.
So
he is the perfect one, and I don't want to give away too much information, but I do know that Josh Allen really likes T. Higgins. I will leave it at that. And
got the scoop from us.
Yeah, I got an insider, and basically Josh Allen is a part of the draft process. So I think that is amazing that McDermott trusts him enough to have him sit in scouting meetings and have him sit down with scouts. And literally, this guy has got wide receivers that are my height. Like they're all 6 foot, so like they're right. But
shorter than me. So.
Yeah, shorter than you, taller than me, right in the middle. But they could use a wide receiver that's taller than 6 foot.
For sure.
And with Josh Allen, he's my boy, but he's a little inaccurate at times.
Yeah, sure.
So if he had that amount of catch radius, it'd be a different story. He wouldn't be as inaccurate. So I love that pick. I think that one is, if I have to lock anything in right now, as long as T. Higgins is still on the board at 22, which I think he will, I don't think any of these teams are going to be looking at
only
him.
Only if Epinesa drops. That's the only competition. For
that I agree. So. I agree, and that would look nasty with on that defensive line.
Yeah.
Man, Jeffrey Hughes. You're talking about Ed Oliver.
Edmonds.
Edmonds. You had Epinesa on the other side. It'd get bad quick.
Yeah.
You know that's a defense that's going to be scary. I mean, they don't have to add anybody this year, and they're still going to be just as good as they were last year.
They're young. They're super young.
They trade back. They trade back.
Not even
they trade back. Yeah, I don't want to make this pick. I don't know where they go. There's a lot of options they could use. This is one of the few they could use help everywhere. And they're not grabbing Easom.
No.
They're not drafting a quarterback in the first round.
Yeah.
They're not moving up to draft a quarterback. So let's look at the board right now. Who we've got?
Chasing an edge rusher is here for the taking. Gross Matos.
I think Gross Matos is such a better fit for what they do.
Yeah, I could see that.
Because he, to me, is a Flowers type. Like he is, you know. So I actually really do think, trying to look and talk myself out of this, but
I mean, their secondary is rock solid.
Yeah, they don't need much help.
They might lose McCourty, so I guess you could maybe get Xavier McKinney back there to replace him. But I think
McKinney is a perfect fit for that.
I like it too. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh man, this one's a hard one. Especially because I know they're just not going to be there. They're just not going to be here. They're trading back for sure.
Yeah.
So, and they're going to trade back and get one of these guys anyways. Honestly, I could see them go back into this, back into the second round and grab a Kyle Duggar or grab,
sure.
I could really see that. So that's why I'm struggling because I just know they're not going to be here. I'm going to do the Gross Matos. I think just because he isn't as He's got the intangibles that they're looking for. He fits the mold, and he isn't a pro. To me, the one thing with Clavon Chason is it's just the fact that he reminds me of so much of Arden Key.
Yeah.
He does. It's the exact same look. I mean, at least Chason's got some extra weight to him, but they are kind of smaller, slender frame. Yeah, same uniform, same position. So obviously, that's a total bias that my brain just can't get rid of.
No, it's fair. This is our mock draft. What we would do now.
Yeah.
So
I'm going Gross Matos.
I like it a lot, and the pitch, and with Tom Brady potentially, probably, definitely, maybe leaving.
He's gone.
They've got to lock down at least one side of the ball. So getting an edge rusher, I think, is probably going to be amongst the top of their priority.
Yeah, and Bill runs the defense, so Bill's going to want the tools on his side of the ball. Why wouldn't he?
This is a tough one because Drew Brees is probably his last year, I think.
Yeah.
Because the Vikings knocked him out of the playoffs 2 straight years. If they can't overcome that this year, I don't think he's going to come back and try. I mean, I feel like an offensive weapon is definitely going to be the way to go because their defense is deep and loaded. They might not have the most high-end talent in the league, but their secondary is super deep. Especially after acquiring Jenkins from the Giants last year, or in free agency after they cut him.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be wide receiver. I mean, we've got Chenault, who's a crazy good playmaker, but he also needs a little bit of development to become, to reach his ceiling, and it saves a lot of time for that.
He's not he's not a perfect route runner.
Yeah.
He doesn't have insanely great hands. He's got good hands.
Right.
He's got good body control. But give him the ball, and he'll make some stuff happen.
Right.
And that's the one thing. Sean Payton is very good at that. Obviously, look what he's able to do with a quarterback turn tight end, turn wide receiver, turn running back, turn special teamer. He can put people in position to have success. So, but there's also some running backs. I
know there are running backs. I mean, a combo of a J.K. Dobbins and Alvin Kamara.
Oh my God!
Would be filthy.
It would be. What does Breeze want? You're gonna give Breeze.
I know. I mean, he doesn't seem to have a problem without wide receiver. He has Michael Thomas. It doesn't really seem to matter who else is there.
Yeah. It could be just fill in blank here.
Right.
And they have success.
The wide receiver's so deep that in the second round they can get a talent.
Oh yeah, you can get a Van Jefferson in the third round.
Yeah.
Or you can get a Justin Jefferson.
Right.
Justin Jefferson could go here too. I mean,
I'm not. That's too high to take.
A lot of people want to see him later in the early second, mid second, not a first round pick.
I like the running back idea. I kind of want to go J.K. Dobbins.
Do it. Pull the trigger. I know Jake was just saying that there's going to be one in the first, and we're like, hey.
I wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't.
Yeah, I wouldn't be especially because the simple fact that there's so many of them that like you can kind of look at the board and be like, who needs a running back? Who needs a running back that could pair a running back? Like, no.
Miami needs one.
Miami needs one, yeah, but they're not taking one early. They don't need one. They're getting rid of their why would they draft one if they're going to get rid of their guy? No. Like
kind of
maybe, yes. No. Like they're good. They could use one sooner or later.
But not this time.
Yeah, so. But like you just keep going down the board, it's just going to be a bunch of no's. No. Like this is So like if the NFL can see this just like we can, they know there's going to be a damn good running back at the middle of the second round.
I like Dobbins a lot because that gives him an instant weapon to use. And like imagine like a Dobbins, Kamara, Taysom Hill backfield.
Oh man, it is. Like how are you gonna stop it?
Yeah.
And that's.
Sorry, I think I'm taking the next pick.
You are taking the next pick.
All right, so let's go. They're going secondary. No questions.
They have to.
The Vikings need.
They have to.
So we've got
Rhodes just like lost a step. Yeah. That's all you need to do. Like if you lose one step at the cornerback position, like your career's over.
Yeah.
Like.
It's right. Yeah, cornerback position's going down in the future, I think. We got C.J. Henderson right now, Jeff Gladney, Trayvon Diggs, A.J. Terrell. This is a tough one because Henderson is probably the most talented. It's also probably the most versatile. I think Gladney's one of my favorite ones because of his ability to like just stick on receiver. Like the mirror and match ability is so good on him. But I think Henderson is probably a little bit better and he's more versatile.
Yeah, I think Henderson's going to be the second cornerback off the board. I think it's kind of a two, or I guess third. Sorry, third.
Yeah, don't forget about Okuda.
Yeah, Okuda, Fulton, Henderson. I like it. Now we're going back to Miami, and what could they use? Miami's got corner, wide receiver. I feel like they're probably going to go on the defense side of the ball now.
I mean, edge rusher.
Cleveland Chase on.
I think that fits a lot better at this point in the draft.
This is where I actually, you know what? I hate for you to make the pick for me, but you basically just made the pick for me. No. Let's see.
Yeah, because the linebackers are all gone. Top three corners are. I mean, they don't need a corner. They took one already.
They need a left tackle. They need a tackle back.
You're right. I actually forgot about their offensive line.
They need offensive line help.
Yeah, but I mean, like, are the options like
Jones,
Ben Barch and Josh Jones? Are they worth it? Like, is the positional need worth it to give up someone that might be as good as Caleb on Jason?
Yeah,
could be. That's your decision.
Yeah, I think it's got to be Caleb on Jason. Like man, this one's rough. This one is rough.
It's a little harder to be a GM than. We sometimes think. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You got it. There's two S's in there. A-I-S-S. There you go.
Caleb Chase on.
Yeah, that's
LSU products, speed rusher, can bend like you wouldn't believe.
Right.
Like he's got a ton of the tools. He doesn't have the speed to power. Right. Like he's a pure edge rusher, a pure speed guy. But
he can drop back and cover in the flat too.
Yeah, he can, and like he's done it quite a bit at LSU. So he's multi-versatile. He adds a weapon. They already have pieces in the secondary. Like I think that's a perfect fit. I could also see though, because they did get rid of Minka Fitzpatrick. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah.
They got rid of Minka Fitzpatrick, so I could see a McKinney. I think McKinney's got to go somewhere right in here. I think so this is the farthest he gets.
Oh yeah, no chance either of these teams pass up on a corner on
safety
defensive back.
Yeah.
So honestly, if Chaseon's still here at 24, even though the Seahawks don't usually trade up, I could see them making a move for that because who knows what's going to happen with Clowney and an edge rusher.
Yeah, LJ Collier has not panned out.
And a pairing of Clowney and Chaseon would be awesome.
I do love that.
But doesn't exist now in this situation.
Alright, so what are you going to do next? You've got quite a few potentials. I mean,
you got to go best player available and Xavier McKinney feels like the best player available right now.
It really is. We have him at 24. The only person left on the board above him right now is Laviska Shenault.
Yeah, and they're not going to do that.
They don't need it. They've got their guys at wide receiver.
Yeah, I think I don't know exactly what Seattle's secondary situation is like, but I think McKinney could come in. Like, he's versatile to do a bunch of things. You just can't be like a true roamer as a free safety.
Yeah.
But he does everything else really, really well. He's a solid tackler, and like that's what the Seahawks love to go back to Legion of Boom days. Like, he can do that. He can come up and lay some hits.
Yeah, they need to replace Earl Thomas. They need to replace Cam Chancellor.
Sooner or later. So this helps them start doing that, I think.
Damn. Sucks that there is not any linebackers left, really.
We were just talking about this before, how like the Ravens, we don't really know. Like, their team is so good.
Yeah, their team is so good, but they need edge rusher. They need linebacking help. The secondary is pretty stout, but they're losing. I guess they've got Earl Thomas there for quite a few more years.
Yeah.
So I don't think they need safety help. It's either linebacker or it is defensive line. But then, also at the same time, like just like I was talking about with DeAndre Swift. Like, adding a DeAndre Swift to that team.
That would be unfair.
Yeah, it would be. So, like, what makes them that much better, you know? Probably, again, they're a team that I could easily see dropping back and collecting picks and just trying to fill as many holes as they have. They don't have holes. Like, even they could find guys off the street, and they're still going to have a good defense. Like, that's what's weird is that we think that the Baltimore Ravens actually need defense. They've always been such a good defensive team, but they might lose Matthew Judon. Like there's a few people they've lost. The Smiths. Like there's reasons for them to go there. I just don't know.
The question is, do you want to make the strength of your team stronger by going running back or another offense like Laviska Shenault, a weapon who can be on the outside or line up in the backfield, or do you want to try and fill some holes in the defense? I don't know.
I'm trying to figure it out right now on the fly because we did not really.
We kind of just decided we were going to do this.
Yeah, we did this on the fly. Like we didn't have anything set up, so. No. Trevor Diggs, no.
If you're looking at defensive,
Ross Blaylock.
Yeah, he's like the best probably interior defensive lineman available. But like, is that value worth it?
I don't know. Eric Gilmore, you got that. I think I'm gonna do it.
Do it. I love it.
I think I'm going to do it. I'm trying. I'm trying to talk myself out of this because as much as I love the running back position, it's my favorite position. If I'm a GM, like I devalue the shit out of it.
Yeah.
But like, what makes them that much? Like, there's only one player on this board right now that sets them over the top offensively, and I don't think it's Laviska Shenault.
Yeah.
I think it is DeAndre Swift.
Yeah.
And so being able to play the read option.
Yeah.
Exactly. Look at your face right now. You're like, oh my god.
So many opportunities.
God, I want to play that on Madden.
Yeah.
Like, right?
Oh,
Like that is a Madden team right there. So I'm going DeAndre Swift.
Yeah, and you saw like the Chiefs did last year by drafting Mecole Hardman. Like, they just added to the strength of their team, which is insane speed on the outside. They basically have three of the fastest guys in the NFL on the same team with Tyreek Hill, Mecole Hardman, and Sammy Watkins. They're kind of doing the same thing between Lamar Jackson's legs, Mark Ingram's power and legs, and DeAndre Swift's quickness. Like, I don't know what you do. Yeah,
and then so also they don't want DeAndre Swift doing that to them with this team.
Yeah.
So like I kept saying that like if there's one player that sits one of these teams over the top, especially because it's the read option, because DeAndre Swift did run in a power run scheme,
right.
but I think that's not the right place for him. He needs space. The team that can give him space is that. So I really like that. It's scary. It's honestly scary.
Yeah.
Like to put that kind of speed. And I have kind of been down on DeAndre Swift, but it is a total scheme fit, and it's one of those players that will take a good team or a good run game to a great run game.
Yeah.
And think about it, like Mark Ingram dominated, but like if Mark Ingram is even better when he's got a lightning to the thunder.
Right.
So this is the lightning to the thunder. I think it's a perfect pick. You're on the clock, sir.
Yeah, I'm just glad I'm on the AFC with the Giants between the Ravens and Chiefs. This is a tough one. The Titans again are another team that like are super well rounded. Like quarterback is kind of a need, but they can't go anywhere here with that.
Yeah.
they could use another receiving weapon potentially. Derrick Henry might leave in free agency, but I don't see running back. Sewell Alinalua from the TCU seems like Derrick Henry, but this is far too high to take him. And take running back to do that. I do think they're going to re-sign Derrick Henry anyway. I think it's kind of just media smoke that he won't be here. So it's tough. I mean, they could probably use some secondary help a little bit. So you got Jeff Gladney, Trayvon Diggs as a corner.
They've got a stout D-line. They've got good linebackers, good athletic linebackers, and we don't have a linebacker, I think, that you would put here.
Right, and it never hurts to have another edge rusher, too, and I really like Zach Bond out of Wisconsin. Yeah. That's possible, too. I don't even know Tennessee's edge rushers right now.
They get drafted one in the last year or two, and what's his face? It's bad putting me on the spot right now, and I'm off asleep. They just drafted one in the last 2 years. That guy. When in the comment section, they'll say it.
Yeah, I think you guys kind of just go best talent here. I do think the value of having edge rushers that you can keep fresh and recycle is big. And Zach Bond can also play in coverage too. He covered tight ends and running backs to a decent extent in Wisconsin. So I like Zach Bond here. It just strengthens the defense. And again, kind of just playing into the strength of the team. So this might be a little bit high for Zach Bond, but I think his upside is great.
Yeah. So here, I'm thinking Laviska Shenault, I'm thinking Blaylock. There's a few different ways that they can go. Terrell. There's quite a few options right there for them.
I feel like Aaron Rodgers is going to quit if they don't draft a wide receiver
they have
or a playmaker.
Draft a wide receiver, but which wide receiver is it? Is it Justin Jefferson? Because he is going to be a great number 2 wide receiver.
That's super possible.
But
Harold Landry, that's what the Titans.
Harold Landry, yeah. And then they have Harold Landry, and then Eli Harold. Yeah.
Two
Heralds. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I know that was kind of unprofessional of us. Brandon Ayuk though too, man. I love so many of these guys that I like.
Too.
Yeah.
Football in his hands.
I'm gonna go with Laviska Shenault.
All right, I like it. And it gives someone he opens up the playbook more than any other wide receiver does because he can line up in the backfield. I think Matt LaFleur would want some kind of I don't know. I think it's SHENAULT.
ENAUA.
Yeah, you screwed it up from the beginning. I think Matt LaFleur will want someone that can open up the playbook for him and just make that offense more creative because they don't really have much going on there. They're going off of Aaron Jones and Aaron Rodgers with raw talent.
Yep.
So.
All right. The Super Bowl teams.
They're going cornerback here.
1,000%. Have to.
1,000%.
DB either way, but quarterback specifically, they need to. But I think McKinney's going to one of these 2 spots if he's still on the board.
Oh, 100%.
He's not there.
Gone.
So
I think Trayvon Diggs is the best fit for corner here because they play the cover 3 scheme, and he's definitely the most physical of these corners. And you don't need the deep speed as much if you're playing that kind of defense. And he's outstanding in press. He's a very, very good tackler, which the 49ers value. So I think Trayvon Diggs is the way to go here.
I like it. Oh, and so for the Super Bowl champs,
I mean, they need secondary help too.
Yeah, I think Gladney would be the first one that jumps off the board for me. Ashton Davis, maybe. Yeah, I think
AJ Terrell's the other one.
Yeah.
And if you want a safety now, Kyle Duggar, that could be a sneaky pick.
Kyle Duggar with Tyrann Mathieu is nasty. Good luck. So I think it's between Gladney and Duggar, and we are so high on Duggar, and a lot of people aren't.
Yeah.
But if there's a team that's willing to go take a chance on small school prospects, guys who may not have the greatest track record,
right.
It's KC.
Yeah.
So I think it's gotta happen.
I like it a lot.
So Kyle Duggar in the first round may not happen, but again, this is the board that we want, not what we think is going to happen. So I will go Kyle Duggar here.
I like it a lot. And, we talked about a little bit with Isaiah Simmons that he's kind of the future of NFL defenses and being able to cover people in space. Kyle Duggar and Tyrann Mathieu together do that. Like, that's a matchup. Like, you can't.
You can put either of them at strong safety and free safety.
Right, and
they're
there's also Duggar
interchangeable.
going to linebacker too, because he's such a physical guy that like, you can literally move them around the entire back end of the defense.
Yeah, and you don't have to worry about him being a liability like you do Sorensen.
Right.
And then you still have Sorensen, you know, to be a 3 rotation. A lot of teams are now doing 3 rotations at the safety position, especially if you have somebody having, you know, to sprint all the way across the field. Usually they're pulling them out for the very next play.
Right.
Happens a lot now. So I really like that.
Well, a good draft. Should we go through, just read it out and make sure? So we got Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow at 1, Tua Tagovailoa at 2, Chase at 3, Isaiah Simmons at 4 to the Giants, Jeffrey Okudah. I feel like we did the Dolphins a disservice by not finding a way to get them a quarterback.
Yeah.
So does that mean that like maybe they get, you know, Rivers did just move to Florida?
Right.
Maybe it's Rivers.
Yeah, I mean it could be a Rivers, it could be a Haskins like we talked about.
A Dalton,
and also our Dolphins beat writer Chad Hahn, he loves like the idea of building the team and just seeing for one more year if Josh Rosen can do anything with talent around him. So we still haven't addressed the offensive line, which might be a problem, but in the case of the Dolphins, they're not competing next year, and this is a 2-3 year process to rebuild the team. And like in that case, you have to go best player available. And I think honestly, getting Jeff Okudah and Henry Ruggs, and then Caleb on Chase, like those are 3 massive pieces.
Yeah, and those are 3 starters, and we've seen that happen with the Raiders last year. The
Right.
Raiders didn't go after a quarterback.
Right.
They want to build a team. Like, is Derek Carr the answer? Probably not. Like, he's probably not going to be. We've seen that like with KC, like in the Niners. A good quarterback has got to be able to hit every throw still,
Right.
like, you know, and that's the thing is Niners were 1 throw away from still being in it, not being you know, beaten by 11, possibly winning the game. It would have been a huge momentum switch. But unless you have a Patrick Mahomes, like, you better have a damn good team surrounding it. So, again, and then Herbert to the Chargers, that one's about as big of a lock as T. Higgins to the Bills. Derek Brown to the Carolina Panthers, I like it. Jedrick Wills to the Cardinals.
And then we got Kinlaw to the Jaguars just to rebuild the defense. Mekhi Becton, Andrew Thomas, take your pick. Doesn't really matter. This is what we would do, but we should really be flip-flop. Jerry Jeudy to the Raiders, Jack's wet dream. Jordan Love at 13. I think is one of the most perfect fits in the first round.
Yep.
Tristan Wirfs. That's exactly
I'll be
Jack's other dream. CeeDee Lamb to the Broncos. Create a crazy mismatch.
It would.
AJ Epinesa fills exactly what Falcons need.
Not what I want to see as a Bucs fan, but it is a perfect fit.
Right.
So, Tristan Fulton to replace Byron Jones. It's a necessity for them. I don't know why they're not valuing Byron Jones. He did have that core muscle injury the entire year, so he didn't play up to par. But he was the #1 corner, I think, on like a lot of people. Like I think PFF had him graded as the #1 corner.
Yeah, he was really, really good.
He was really, really good in 2018. So 2019 was just a down year for him. So they're done. Like it's just the Cowboys for you. Henry Ruggs to Miami, I think is a great pick. Again, it adds. They literally have like a plethora of weapons at the wide receiver position. Yeah. They've got multiple tight ends. You know, they have whatever at the running back position. But like, I don't think that they're running back in the first is luxury. It's not you don't fill a hole in the first round at the running back position. Right. There's Clyde's going to be over here. Clyde Edwards, whatever you want to call him. Edwards-Helaire. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Sorry. There's going to be a ton. I mean, we're talking about Jonathan Taylor. Like, they could still grab somebody in the second. They're going to be, right here in the second round. So I really like I do like what we did for them. But again, it's just like it feels weird them not ending up with a quarterback. Right. Could they take Justin Herbert? I just really don't think so. But all right, Kenneth Murray again, super stoked because this is exactly what I was trying to do for the Raiders. You've got Patrick Queen, who is a monster. He's going to be one of the best linebackers in the league if it pans out. You got Grant Delpit, which will add 2 beasts in the back end. You got T. Higgins, finally giving Josh Allen somebody to throw to that's got a little height to him, a little length. Grossman, Flowers. I don't think that they are a chase-on type. I don't think they want just a speed rusher. They love versatility, and Grossmanos brings versatility. And then you got J.K. Dobbins. That to me is like going to be the most electrifying. if there is one way for them to get over the top, I don't think it's by adding another piece of wide receiver. I don't think it's adding another piece of defense.
Yeah.
I think it's adding, what they were missing this whole year, which was a bruiser, pounder back up the middle that only sets up their better back to have success. So
yeah, honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, now that you mentioned Jonathan Taylor again, it's possible that the Saints value Taylor over Dobbins because the skill set's very similar, and Taylor is a better pass catcher than Dobbins is.
Yeah.
So, it's possible that the Saints would do that, but I think Dobbins is a little bit better between the tackles, which is exactly what the Saints need. So
yeah, he's the more explosive runner. I mean, you could say that, but we just seen him run a 4.39. Right. So I don't know.
So then Vikings desperately need a cornerback. C.J. Henderson's versatile. He fills that role. Caleb Chase on Miami, like we talked about, is just best player available, and his upside. I mean, Arden Key's upside was huge coming out of Chelsea. Even though he reminds you of him, that's not necessarily the worst thing.
It's not a bad thing.
Right. Xavier McKinney here, locking down the back end. DeAndre Swift to the Ravens. Total luxury pick, but that offense is going to be scary as hell.
Oh my god!
If that happens.
Having Hollywood and Lamar Jackson and DeAndre Swift, good luck.
Yeah, I can't even.
Yeah, take your vitamins that week.
And Zach Vaughn to the Titans there. They got a pretty good pass rush, but he could be a legit number one guy and cover in space. Laviska Shenault opens up the playbook for the Green Bay Packers, helps Aaron Rodgers hopefully do something before he just quits football entirely. Trayvon Diggs fits a 49ers scheme better than any other cornerback at this point, I think. And then Kyle Duggar, another kind of luxury pick, but again, that's a defensive mismatch. You're playing a defensive chess game against a team like the Ravens that you're going to see them in the AFC Conference Championship. You have to defend that somehow, and with those guys who can play and run support, play in space, cover everyone. That's huge.
Yeah, and again, this is what we think is going to happen, what we want to happen, not what we think is going to happen. So this board is going to look nothing like any other mock draft board, but we appreciate you guys tuning in. Before we go, what's your favorite? What's your favorite one on?
Oh man, my favorite one.
Isaiah Simmons.
Oh well, this is I'm already convincing myself that this is going to happen, even though it's probably not. But I really like the Delpit fit to the Eagles because assuming Byron Jones goes to their free agency, that secondary is just transformed in a year. And with the Eagles pass rush, their pass rush is always really, really good. They're 7, 8 guys deep along that defensive front. That this could make them get one of the best defenses in the league.
Yeah. For me, I think CeeDee Lamb to the Broncos just gives you every opportunity to show if they have a quarterback or not. This gives you zero excuses to not know if Locke is going to pan out.
Right, and if you need a quarterback in the future to replace Locke, that's two instant weapons.
Exactly. And this could honestly skew, a free agent quarterback next year to come over when Locke doesn't pan out, which I kind of have a feeling it won't.
Do you have a least favorite pick?
Least favorite pick? Man.
We picked it, so.
Yeah, we picked it, so I guess I have to look at yours. Not really. Justin Herbert at 6, I just don't like. That's the only thing I don't like. Everybody else I love. I love Jordan Love going to the Colts. I think that's the best place for him. His upside is far beyond what they already have at the quarterback position, and he has a year to sit. Yeah. They're not going to spend $50 million on the quarterback position. Makes a lot of sense. Patrick Queen is another one. I really think that's a beautiful fit. There's nobody I dislike.
Yeah, I'm looking at yours. The only one that maybe is Kenneth Murray, just because I like Patrick Queen a little better, and maybe they could use a C.J. Henderson as a corner is a weakness.
Yeah, it's a weakness for the Raiders.
That's the only thing, but so is linebacker.
Yeah, exactly.
Murray's a huge help, who could play right away, and you know what you're getting from him.
Yeah.
So, again, you did a good job. We can ask the rest of the Blitz team, ask the listeners. The listeners can.
Yeah. Please just butcher us. Yeah. If you think we completely, dropped the ball, let us know.
Yeah.
Haters pay the bills, so we love it. We love it. So, again, there's been the Blitz Breakdown presented by BlitzLetics.com, where scouting meets analytics, and you meet the newest drop of off-field talent. Big shout out to everybody who came out to our event last night, and a big thank you to everybody who has stopped by the studio here in downtown Indy. Blitz out. Thanks, Alex.
Thank you.